Afternoon, chemistry class. We're back in Mr. Bennett's backyard, and we're going to go over some common bases and acids. First, we'll do the bases. And just remember, a base is usually a liquid that has a pH that is greater than 7, all the way up to 14. So something that has a pH from 7 to 14. Actually, if it was 7, it would be neutral, and that would be water. But also, most bases tend to have metal in the name and then hydroxide. Metal hydroxide. So the general formula might be metal hydroxide. You might notice that there's one exception here. Ammonium is not a metal, but it acts like a metal. So what I'd like to do is just write down the formulas of each of these, and then if I were what I would want you to do is actually see if you could figure out what the formula are of these before I put them up there. That would be really good if you could write the formula. So if you would pause this and write and see if you could come up with a formula of these before I even write them, that would be ideal. But obviously I'm just going to write them down, and then I'll give you an example of where you might find this, where you might find these bases. So ammonium hydroxide is NH4OH, and that would be this stuff here. Basically, this is ammonium hydroxide, window cleaner. So, Windex. And we have magnesium hydroxide. So that's going to be MgOH. And don't forget the parentheses and the 2. And this would be, you may have seen this before, it's milk of magnesia. And milk of magnesia is used either as an antacid or a laxative, depending on what you need it for. Or an antacid. So that's for people who have too much stomach acid. And then calcium hydroxide is CaOH, like that. And calcium hydroxide is used to prepare foods, apparently. So I'll just say food preparation. And then potassium hydroxide, that's KOH. That is used to make soap. Most of these things have other uses, but I'm just giving you at least one. And then there's sodium hydroxide. That's this stuff here. Drano is sodium hydroxide. And that's NaOH. Drano. Used to unclog your drains. And then the last one is lithium hydroxide. And this is sort of an interesting use. It's used for carbon dioxide scrubbing, and that would be where if you had a contained, like a submersible or a spaceship, and people were breathing out carbon dioxide, and you wanted the carbon dioxide to be absorbed so that the people weren't breathing the carbon dioxide and dying, you can have containers with lithium hydroxide, and it apparently is very good at absorbing CO2. So I think they mentioned that in The Martian, that book or that movie, if you saw it. Okay, so now we'll go on to acids. And acids are liquids that have a pH that's less than 7 all the way down to 0. And they are usually have a formula of H plus not plus non-metal. H plus a non-metal. So hydrochloric acid, that's another thing. If you would pause this and see if you could fill out as many of these as you could. Most of you should be able to fill out some of these, and some of them we haven't gone over. So, but hydrochloric acid we all know is HCl, and that is stomach acid. Okay, and then there's nitric acid, HNO3. Nitric acid is basically used to make fertilizer. Then there's sulfuric acid, which is battery acid, and that's H2SO4. Used in batteries. Phosphoric acid is H3PO4, and that is found in soda. Not all sodas, but Coke has it for sure. If you look on the ingredients, it says phosphoric acid right there. Okay, and then there is acetic acid. You guys know acetic acid, vinegar. And the formula is HC2H3O2. That's a 3. And then carbonic acid is bubbly water, fizzy water. This is basically carbonic acid. Obviously any soda is mostly carbonic acid, which is H2CO3, and it's in soda. Or fizzy water. Fizzy water. Okay, then there's the last one, formic acid, HCOOH. And if you've ever been bit by an ant, and I have a few times, it stings because they have acid in their, they release acid when they bite, and it's formic acid. So, it's in ants. So, your assignment today is fairly easy. In fact, maybe it would have been best if you had printed this out first, but either way, you can fill this out using the assignment. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.